Okay, good morning children. In yesterday class we discussed about the first chapter. What is the first chapter, Nanu? The living world. In that living world, we discussed about the what is living, what are the characters of the living things, and especially what is systematics, what is biodiversity, and what is meant by ICBN, what are the rules we have to follow while writing the scientific names, so what are the common universal rules for nomenclature, everything we discussed, and especially taxonomical hierarchy, means the taxonomical categories, and last we discussed taxonomical aids about the herbarium, about botanical gardens, about the museums, about the caves. So that is the first chapter. So successfully we completed the first chapter, Nani. So now today we are going to start second chapter. From the first unit, and before only I informed. First unit included 4 chapters. So in that first unit we completed first chapter. Today we are going to start second chapter. So the second chapter is biological classification. What is the second chapter? Biological classification. Second chapter is biological classification. Biological classification. Okay. Now what is biological classification? Why it is necessary to classify the organisms? So what are the classification are there? How the living things are classified? Based on what characters the living things are classified? Everything we are going to discuss in this second chapter, that is the biological classification. So first, Aristotle classification. First the scientist Aristotle. First the Aristotle, based on simple morphological characters, based on simple morphological characters, based on simple morphological characters, simple morphological characters. He classified the trees. He classified the trees into 3 groups now. Based on simple morphological characters, he classified the plants into 3 groups. He classified the plants into 3 groups now. Based on simple morphological characters. Now what is meant by morphological characters? Means external visible characters. Based on these external visible characters, based on these morphological characters, he classified the plants into 3 groups now. Okay, that are trees, shrubs, and herbs. So this is the Aristotle classification. Based on some morphological characters, he classified the plants into 3 groups: trees, shrubs, and herbs. Already you know trees. Shrubs means bushes. Herbs means that are the softer the plants having soft branch, nothing woody part in them. There is no wood part in that particular plants. So that are herbs. So this is the Aristotle classification. This classification is carried out based on simple morphological characters. Based on the simple morphological characters, he classified the plants into 3 groups. First one trees, second one shrubs, third one is herbs. So this is the Aristotle classification. So after the Aristotle, another scientist came. He also classified in his own way. Another scientist, Linnaeus. According to the Linnaeus, he introduced the 2 kingdom system of classification. Herodotus Linnaeus He classified the living things. So the classification is called two kingdom system of classification, which was introduced by the scientist Carolus Linnaeus. That is two kingdom system of classification. What is that? Two kingdom system of classification. Two kingdom system of classification. So what are the two kingdoms? According to the Linnaeus, all living organisms can be categorized into two kingdoms. So that is called two kingdom system of classification. But according to the Linnaeus, what are the two kingdoms? Here, all the living organisms he categorized into two kingdoms. That are, the first one is Plantae. First one is Plantae. Second one is Animalia. First one is Plantae. Second one is Animalia. So this is the two kingdom system of classification. According to him, two kingdoms are, one is Plantae, another one is Animalia. In Plantae, he included all plants. In Animalia, he included all animals. But this classification did not distinguish, means this classification did not differentiate about the prokaryotes, about the eukaryotes. And also this classification didn't differentiate between the unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. And also photosynthetic organisms and non-photosynthetic organisms. So there is no variations. It doesn't show any variations between prokaryotes, eukaryotes, and also unicellular and multicellular organisms, and also photosynthetic organisms and non-photosynthetic organisms. So this classification doesn't differentiate between these organisms. So it didn't clearly mention what are the characters of the prokaryotes, what are the characters of the eukaryotes, and what about the unicellular organisms, multicellular organisms, what are the photosynthetic organisms and non-photosynthetic organisms. So there is no differentiation between them. And also one more thing, he included bacteria, algae, fungi, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms under plants only. So that's why this classification doesn't fit to explain all characteristics of the plants. So after the Linnaeus, another scientist, he explained the living organisms in his own way. According to him, there are 5 kingdoms. All living organisms can be classified into 5 kingdoms. So for what he did mistake, he didn't distinguish, means he didn't differentiate between eukaryotes. Or what is meant by eukaryotes? Eukaryotes, okay, eukaryotic organisms, and also prokaryotic organisms. So eukaryotic means the organisms, the cell which contain membrane bound nucleus, so that are called eukaryotic. The cell which didn't contain the nucleus, the cell which didn't contain the membrane bound nucleus, that are called prokaryotes. So in this classification, in this two kingdom system of classification, he didn't mention the differences between eukaryotic and prokaryotic. Eukaryotic means the cell which contain membrane bound nucleus. Or what is prokaryote? Prokaryotic means the cell which do not contain membrane bound nucleus. So in this classification, he doesn't mention any differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic. And also, he didn't mention differences between unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular and multicellular. Or what is meant by unicellular? What is meant by multicellular? Unicellular means the organism which is made up of only single cell. So that are called unicellular. Multicellular means the organism which made up of more than one cell. So that are called multicellular organisms. But here in this classification, it didn't mention, it didn't distinguish, means it didn't mention the differences between unicellular and multicellular. And also, it didn't mention differences between photosynthetic organisms and non-photosynthetic organisms. But what is meant by photosynthetic? Photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic. Photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic. So photosynthetic means the organisms which contain chlorophyll, they can prepare their own food by observing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, by observing water from the soil, in the presence of sunlight, they can prepare their own food. So that type of the organisms are called photosynthetic organisms. The remaining which are unable to prepare their own food, that are called non-photosynthetic organisms. But here in this classification, it didn't mention the differences between photosynthetic organisms and non-photosynthetic organisms. And also one more thing, he included in this classification, he included bacteria, algae, fungi, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms, these are all included under plants only. So bacteria, algae, fungi, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms, these are all included under the plants only. So this classification unable to explain the all fundamental characteristics of the plants. So this classification is failed to explain the all these aspects. So then after later, another scientist, Robert H. Whittaker, he classified the all living organisms into 5 kingdoms. So that is a 5 kingdom system of classification. Now we are going to discuss about the 5 kingdom system of classification. Now we are going to discuss about the 5 kingdom system of classification. So which was invented by the scientist Robert H. Whittaker. R.H. Whittaker, the scientist R.H. Whittaker, he invented this 5 kingdom system of classification. So 5 kingdom classification. 5 kingdom classification. 5 kingdom classification. 5 kingdom classification. So according to himself, what are the 5 kingdoms? But what criteria he taken for classifying these organisms? So the main criteria he used for classifying these organisms is, the first one is cell structure. Cell structure. The first one is cell structure, based on cell structure. Second one is thallus organization. Second criteria is thallus organization. Third one is mode of nutrition. Fourth one is the reproduction. Okay, the last one is phylogenic relationships. Phylogenetic relationships. Phylogenetic relationship. So based on these criteria, he classified all living organisms into 5 kingdoms. So what are that important aspects? So based on cell structure. So what about the structure of the cell wall? So what is the type of the cell? Either it is prokaryotic cell or eukaryotic cell. So what about the cell wall? Either it is made up of cellulose or non-cellulose. And second one is thallus organization. Thallus means vegetative body, which is not differentiated into stem and root. So thallus means vegetative body. Thallus organization means body organization. Next, mode of nutrition. How the organisms are acquiring food. Either they are autotrophic or heterotrophic. In the autotrophic, either they are photosynthetic or chemosynthetic. Heterotrophic, in that they are parasitic or saprophytic. So that is the mode of nutrition, reproduction, either that is a sexual reproduction or asexual reproduction. Next, to phylogenetic relationship means evolutionary history of organism. So what about the evolutionary history of organism? How the organisms are changed? Evolution means the process of changes. So these are the 5 aspects are taken while classifying the organisms according to the scientist R.H. Whittaker. According to him, all living things are categorized into 5 kingdoms. So for what are the 5 kingdoms? The first one is the first kingdom is Monera. The first kingdom is Monera, and the second kingdom is Protista. Second kingdom is Protista. Third kingdom is Fungi. Fourth one is Plantae, and last one is Animalia. Last one is Animalia. So these are the 5 kingdoms according to the R.H. Whittaker. He classified all living things into these 5 kingdoms. So based on some characters, he classified these organisms. So here we are going to discuss about some important table given. So we are going to discuss about that particular table. So that the table shows what are the characters. Based on what characters these 5 kingdoms are classified. So now we are going to discuss that particular table which was given in the textbook. So before only I said that based on several characters, he classified these organisms. So first, what is the character? What is the name of the character? What is the particular character? And how these 5 kingdoms are classified. First one is the character. Next here 5 kingdoms. 5 kingdoms. So what are the 5 kingdoms? The first one, Monera. Okay, second one is Protista. Monera, Protista. Third one is Fungi. Fourth one is Plantae. Fifth one is Animalia. So here, the first, what is that particular character? The first cell type. Or what about the cell type? The first character is cell type. Either the cell is eukaryotic or prokaryotic. But what is eukaryotic? Means the cell which contains nucleus, that is called eukaryotic. But what is meant by prokaryotic? The cell which does not contain nucleus, that is called prokaryotic. So here, if you take the first character, cell type, now we can see in the Monera, the type of the cell is prokaryotic, whereas in the protista, here eukaryotic, whereas in the fungi also same, eukaryotic. Plant also eukaryotic. Animal also same name, eukaryotic. Okay, so this is the first character. What is the first character, Nani? Cell type. This is the first character, cell type. So based on, so you can see this character. What about this character in these five kingdoms? Okay, this is the first character. Okay, this is the first character. So this table gives information about what are the characters of these five kingdoms. What are the characters of the five kingdoms? By using this table, we came to know what are the characters of these five kingdoms. See here. Okay, these are the five kingdoms. See here. Okay, now we are going to check each and every character. The first character is the cell type, whereas in the Monera, the type of the cell is prokaryotic, protista, fungi, plant, animalia, all are eukaryotic cells only. Next, the second character is type of cell wall. Cell wall type. Okay, so here in this Monera, the cell wall is non-cellulosic. The cell wall is not made up of cellulose. What is cellulose? Cellulose is one type of carbohydrate. So here, but in this Monera, the cell wall is non-cellulosic. Or the cell wall is made up of polysaccharides. Poly means many. Polysaccharides plus amino acids. The cell wall is non-cellulosic. The cell wall is made up of polysaccharides and amino acids. But what about in protista? In protista, only some organisms only having the cell wall. Present only in some organisms. The cell wall is present only in some organisms only. Present only some organisms. Okay. Whereas in that fungi, the cell wall is made up of without cell wall is present, but that is without cellulose. Cell wall is there, but that is without cellulose. Okay. Next in plant, cell wall is exactly made up of cellulose. Cell wall is present with cellulose. Cell wall is made with cellulose. But what about the type of cell wall in Animalia? Animalia, cell wall is, especially in the Animalia, the cell wall is absent. Why? Because that is animal cell, no? Cell wall is absent in Animalia. Okay, next, third one. Third character, we discussed two characters. Next, third character, nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane present or absent. nuclear membrane here absent. In all these present, nuclear membrane present. Here also present. Okay, all having nuclear membranes. Here also present. Okay, now coming to the fourth character. What is the fourth character? Body organization. Body organization. Body organization. Body organization. See here, body organization. But what about in the Monera? Okay, what about in the Monera? Body organization only up to cellular, up to cellular only, up to cellular. There is no tissues, there is no organs, up to cellular only. Here also cellular. But here in fungi, multicellular, but loosely arrangement of tissues, loose tissues. In fungi, multicellular, but loose tissue not, loosely arrangement of tissues, loose tissues. Okay. Next, in plant, if you see in plant, the body organization is up to tissues and organs. Tissues and organs. But whereas in animalia, the body organization is the group of cells are combined and form tissues, tissues combined and form organs, organs combined and form organ system. So organ system also present in animalia. Tissues are there, organs and organ systems, organ system also there. Okay, now coming to the last character, that is mode of nutrition. Last character man, mode of nutrition. Mode of nutrition. How they are getting nutritious food? How they are getting food? Mode of nutrition. Mode of nutrition. If you see in Monera, the mode of nutrition is some are autotrophic, some are autotrophic. In these autotrophic, some are photosynthetic and some are chemosynthetic. Chemosynthetic means by using chemicals they can prepare food. Okay. Autotrophic is two types here. Some are chemosynthetic and some are photosynthetic. And some are heterotrophic also. Some are heterotrophic. Heterotrophic. Okay. Whereas in the protista, some are autotrophic and some are heterotrophic. But whereas in the fungi, all organisms they can get their nutrition by the process of heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic. In this heterotrophic, two types are there. One is parasitic, either that is parasitic or saprophytic. Next, now coming to the plant, the mode of nutrition is autotrophic only. Autotrophic. All plants are autotrophs. Autotrophic. Now coming to the mode of nutrition in Animalia kingdom, all animals are heterotrophs only. Heterotrophic. Okay, in the heterotrophic, some two types are there. One is holozoic, another one is saprophytic. So these are so far we discussed about these five characters. These five characters, there are not in these three kingdoms. Okay, so far we completed these five kingdom system of classification. What are the characters of the five kingdoms? Everything we discussed. So in the next class we are going to discuss each and every kingdom, or what are the groups are there with examples, with explanation. We are going to discuss in next class. Okay, thank you children.